Hello friends, welcome to StudyPay Technologies, and in our today's session we are going to discuss about the nucleus. So nucleus is actually one of a very important part of our cell theory, right? So this nucleus is actually also known as the control center of the cell. So let me write it for you. This is control center of cell. Now let's discuss about the part and structure of the nucleus. So this nucleus, first of all, it is a small spherical or oval in structure. So let me draw a structure of this nucleus. Fine. So let me first of all fill it so that it looks quite good. Now see, this was actually discovered by Robert Brown in around 1831, right? So this is actually spherical, or you can say oval in shape, and this structure, like you have projected structures over here. Fine. Now these projected structures, these are the kind of your endoplasmic reticulum, and here you can find the pores as well. Between these two reticulums you can find the pores over here. All right. Now this is the membrane as well. You can call this as the outer membrane and inner membrane as well. Fine. And this is how. And over here, and on this side also. And finally this one. All right. Now so these are the ribosomes over here that you can check like this. All right. Now so let me equally label them. These are ribosomes, these projected structures that you can see over here. Fine. Then this one is rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough, so why? Because these have a ribosomes projected over here, so you can memorize it as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Fine. And here this is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You can find there is no projection at all, so you can call it as a smooth endoplasmic reticulum. I'm just writing it as ER. This stands for endoplasmic reticulum. Alright, and within this nucleus structure you can find all these threaded like structure here. Something like this. This part is your nucleolus. This is nucleolus. Alright, and these threaded structures, these are known as chromatin network. Alright, now you can say that this is inner membrane and this part is outer membrane, right? Let me make it differently. This is inner membrane and this one is outer membrane. Alright, so this is a basic structure of nucleus. Now a nucleus composed of different parts as well. So like let me write them all one by one. The first part consists of nuclear membrane. Right, number one. Number two, it consists of nucleoplasm. Like this. Then next part is your nucleolus. And the last part is chromatin network. Fine. So let's discuss all of them one by one. So the first one is nuclear membrane. So this nuclear membrane, this actually also known as nuclear envelope, number one, right? It is actually a delicate double membrane structure with a space between outer and inner membrane, right? Now, this nuclear membrane, it consists of nuclear pores. This is what I have shown you over here, that this is the nuclear pores over here. Now, what is the objective of these nuclear pores? These nuclear pores actually allow exchange of materials between nucleus and cytoplasm. Alright, so this nuclear pores actually help in exchange of materials between nucleus and cytoplasm. Now, I'm sure you know very well about the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like fluid which is filled within the cell or that exists outside the nucleus. Okay, so that is the main function of your nuclear membrane or this nuclear envelope. Right, so just to exchange, it has a pores and they exchange this the material between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. All right, then next point is about the nucleolus or nucleoplasm actually. Nucleoplasm. All right, nucleoplasm. So let me move it from here. So nucleoplasm is basically you can say a jelly-like substance which is actually filled within the nucleus. Okay, this is actually also known as nuclear sap. All right, so this is semi-fluid or you can say a jelly-like substance which is actually present within the nucleus. Next one is about the nucleolus. Nucleolus. Now every nucleus has one dense and rounded nucleolus actually. In some cases, like in some of the cells, there may be more than one nucleoli as well. So this nucleolus, this contains large amount of RNA. RNA. Now what is this RNA? The full form for RNA is ribonucleic acid. Let me write it for you. This is ribonucleic acid. Fine. So this ribonucleic acid is actually used for protein synthesis. So we can say that this nucleolus actually participates within the protein synthesis. So you can say that this nucleolus and the nuclear membrane, they actually disappear during the cell division and they reappear once the cell division complete or at the end of the cell division. Fine. The next one is about the chromatin network. Chromatin network. So this is actually a tangled mass or a thread-like structure, right? So this is also called as chromatin fiber, right? So these are the condense and they form a thick ribbon-like structure that is known as the chromosomes. So whenever these chromatin fibers, these are condensed during the cell division, right? So whenever a cell division occurs, cell division, so during that time, these chromatin fiber condenses and form the chromosomes, right? These are the chromosomes, and these chromosomes, I'm sure you know very well, these are the very important part for the DNA, right? Now let me discuss this point. So these chromatin fibers, they form chromosome, right? And these chromosomes, these are actually made up of nucleic acid, nucleic acid, number one, and proteins, right? And they bear the genes which are made up of DNA. So all the genes which actually transfer from one cell to another cell during the cell division, they are present in the chromosomes only. So these carry the genes, and these genes which are actually made up of DNA. Now what is the full form of DNA? This is deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid, right? Now these genes are actually the hereditary unit actually, and they carry character from one cell to another cell, and in other words, these are the genes actually which carry the characteristics from one generation to another generation. All right, and this transfer of characteristics, this actually take place by the union of male cell, male egg, and female egg and male sperm, right? Or you can say the male gamete or female gamete as well, right? Now, in case of all these species, we have a fixed number of chromosomes, So the number of chromosomes actually depend on the type of species. And in case of human cell, it has 46 chromosomes. And remember that these chromosomes exist in pairs, right? So it, technically it contains 23 pairs of chromosomes. All right, it contains 23 pairs of chromosomes within the nucleus, right? So this nucleus actually it regulates all the life processes of the cells, and that's the reason it is also known as a control center of cell. And this nucleus, as you have already seen, it plays a very important role during the cell division, because this is a cell division through which the characteristics are being transferred from one cell to another cell, and this is actually done by the nucleus itself. So that's why the nucleus is considered to be the control center of the cell. I hope the point is very much clear to all of you. And feel free to let me know in case if you have any doubt or queries. Have a nice time. Take care.